to all the lovers of Punjabi music all over the world. It's Manjit on Soul to Soul for Beatboxtv. I'm talking to you today from home because I actually met tonight's guest a few days ago. This is someone who's not strictly a singer or solely a singer. He's someone who's changed roles and recreated himself many times over, spanning the whole extent of the music industry, from having been a musician, a singer, and now he's turned his hand to music production. So without much ado, let me introduce you to Raju. Welcome.
Hi Manjit, thank you.
It's so lovely to see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on Beatboxtv.
It's an absolute pleasure. And we're just going to have a chat. Okay. On Soul to Soul, we talk about this soul and this soul communicating. So first of all, I want you to discuss with us, or let us know about your varied career. You've done so many different things in the world of music. So let's go back. When did you begin? What was it that drew you into this sphere?
Going back in time. It was probably about 16, 17 when I got into music.
Yeah.
It was actually my dad who got me into it. He goes,
really?
Get into it. And I said, but I don't like music, especially Punjabi music.
Huh.
You know, Gora, born and brought up here.
Yeah.
He goes, no, get into Punjabi music, it's really good.
Yeah.
And my brother, he was into Punjabi music,
right.
speech. So he started with all this, learning to play keyboards, getting into a group. He's the one that formed Premi.
Right.
So I used to watch them and I used to think, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
You know.
But I was quite surprised that it was your dad, because normally parents of that generation would say, look, ek koi kaam karne wala hai, hai vakeel bano, accountant bano.
That's the good thing about my dad, because he's always given me that guidance that, you know, whatever you enjoy doing, do it.
Right.
You know, so from the music side of it, when I got into the band, you know, then obviously eventually I did get into music.
Yeah.
And then I set up my own studio. Well, I didn't set up my studio. I used to go to different studios.
Right.
So my dad goes, you know, to baar bhi janda hai, to apna studio apne ghar banala.
Right.
I thought, that's a good idea.
Good idea.
So we, like, at the back of the house, built a little shed thing.
Yeah.
And set up a studio there. So all the artists used to come there. And, you know,
right.
it's my dad. He's always pushed me into going that direction. He goes, you enjoy it, you're going to do this as a full-time career.
Absolutely. And what a blessing, you know, to have a parent who's getting you to follow your own passion.
That's right.
Rather than shoving you into a box. So that the music production side and in your own studio, etc., that came after the Premi years.
Yes. So I was with Premi probably about 5 years before I actually got into music.
Right. And your role with Premi was?
I was a keyboard player.
Right.
So we were, basically we were like 4 members, permanent members. The rest were freelance, but they were permanent with us as freelancers. But there were 4 permanent members of us, Joel, Jesse, Chenny and me.
Right.
So that was great times, like with the live gigs. You know, we used to love going to everywhere, really, all over the world.
You travelled internationally?
Yeah, we did. We were the first ones to do Singapore.
Right.
First ones to do Kenya. So we did that, and then we obviously did Canada, America, and you know all the other places. So we did alongside to Premi, I was doing started doing music.
Right.
So producing the music side of it. So I had a few friends who were singers. So I said, okay, let's go into a studio and record.
Right.
So we would, you know, like just go in, mess around, not really have any idea as to how to do recordings.
Right.
You know, because nobody really taught me, or you know, even with the keyboards, it's something that I picked up from my brother. Just picked it up. It wasn't like I've taken lessons and you know.
Learn on the job.
Yeah. And same with the studio side of it. Even producing music, I had no idea. No one to guide me. And funnily enough, we did a recording. It was one of my friends, Sandhu, who's passed away now. But we went into the studio, recorded it. We came out. I said, "This is shit."
Are we allowed that on the
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. We'll
Excuse us, please.
I just, you know, and he goes, "Nee, theek hai." I said, "No, this is not how a recording should sound."
Right.
So he goes, "So what should we do now?" And at that time, I knew Kochhar.
Right.
So we went to his house. I said, let's go and meet Kochhar.
He'll know.
He'll know. So we went to Kochhar
Yeah.
and said, Kochhar, we need help. This is the recording we've got, and we want a recording that should sound proper, like recording.
Yeah.
So he goes, yeah, that's no problem. He goes, I'll come and sort it out. So we got him into the studio. He played all the rhythm on it, played the keyboards on it,
Yeah.
and made it sound like a song.
A proper song.
Yeah. So that's and while he was doing that, I was picking up. I was thinking, okay, what's he doing? You know, like keyboard wise and rhythm wise.
And did you have all the apparatus at this time then?
Well, no, it wasn't my studio. We went to
someone
we hired a
else's,
studio.
Right.
It was a basement studio.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where I picked up some knowledge from how things worked, and then I started producing my own tracks, and you know, and it was working.
Yes.
You know, other artists started coming and saying, "Look, do my album."
Yeah.
So it just word of mouth. It wasn't.
We'll come back to that in a minute. I just want to go back to the Premi years. I'm really curious. You know, how old were you at the time when you were playing with the band?
It was actually when I was doing my GCSEs.
So you're about, what, 15, 16?
15, yeah.
Were you bunking off school?
No. No.
Right.
My dad said to me, he goes, okay, you know, we know that you've got your GCSEs,
Yeah.
just concentrate your GCSEs after you've finished, then carry on and things. So then, about 15 or 16.
Right.
So,
and how did it feel
and you
to
know,
go on?
when I started off,
Huh.
I used to play the tambourine.
Did you?
So with Premi, my brother used to play the keyboards.
Right.
So I used to go along with them and play the tambourine, just to get into the groove of being into music.
Yes.
And then my brother, he had other commitments. He went off to like Kalabreed, Hole Hole, and then I got in.
Right.
So then I started playing keyboards with Premi and other bands as well, like you know, who were my friends.
When you were on stage, did you ever feel sort of daunted by the experience, or how did it feel at that sort of age? Because you were playing to big crowds, weren't you?
Yeah, I remember the time when I actually one of the other artists, new artists, they needed a keyboard player, and somebody suggested getting me.
Right.
So he phoned me up. He says, "Raju, can you come?" And I'm like, I've never played with anyone else. And he goes, "Oh, you'll be fine. Don't worry. It's in the house." Just anything. I was going to use the S word. I was really terrified, like, you know, petrified on performing. And I can remember those days. I was just sitting there. I'm thinking, everyone's looking at me. Everyone's looking at me.
Was there any music? Or were you just ad-libbing it all?
No, it was probably, we had to play the keyboards, play music.
No, but I mean, did they give you a sheet music to play from? That's what I mean.
Everything improvised.
So all improvisation.
Yeah.
For somebody else.
He had some songs.
Yeah.
But because we didn't have enough time to practice his songs, so I had to just make music on the spot.
Right.
So he's singing and I'm playing keyboards, just putting pieces in between.
Yeah.
But I was just petrified, like people just looking at me thinking that, well, I thought they were looking at me, obviously they weren't. You know, it's just one of those things that you think, oh, you know, hang on a minute, if I got wrong, everyone's going to be looking at me.
Yeah.
So it was that. And then after a while, you got enough experience, and then we went into like thousands and thousands of people, crowds.
Yeah. And what sort of fans did you have? You must have had girls throwing themselves at you.
Well, not literally throwing, but yeah, I mean there were fans there, but we kept our distance because really and truly we weren't into that. We loved music.
Yeah.
You know, when we went out to perform, whether we were getting paid for it or not, the performance was still the same.
Right.
You know, so it was because it was a passion. So fans, they would have come and go, but it's not something that our interest was there. Our interest was music.
There must have been loads of young women with crushes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Girls.
There was.
Yeah.
My wife's watching.
We'll edit that bit out.
Yeah, we'll edit it out.
Yeah. So, how long were you playing with Premi?
So I played with them for approximately about 20 years.
Oh gosh, really?
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
And then my daughter was born and had other commitments because not only Premi but my whole music career was taking up a lot of time because with Premi being so busy, weekends, we 4 or 5 gigs a weekend, every weekend.
And these were like wedding gigs,
weddings,
parties,
birthday parties, any occasion.
Because I remember in the 80s,
It was big.
I got married in the 80s, and every wedding had a live band.
Yeah, well, they didn't have DJs then.
No.
They didn't. It was always live band. So we were booked up from up north all the way down to south.
Yeah.
You know, on the same day we have to go.
Yeah.
You know, do the gig during the day, wedding up north,
Yeah.
and come all the way down to like Gravesend.
Right.
Do a birthday party in the evening there.
Yeah.
And this was continuous every weekend.
Yes.
3-4 gigs.
Wow.
So we did that, and then plus we had tours, like when we had to go touring. So, and then I had my studio work, so it got too much. So I wanted to spend a bit more time with my family.
Yes.
So I said, okay, I'll leave the live scene and continue with the recording side of it.
Right.
And basically that's what I did. So I just.
But I was going to ask you, you know, like with the Premi songs and whatnot. You've been born and brought up here, and you know, singing in Punjabi. I know your dad. You said he encouraged it. Did you understand what you were singing?
I couldn't even speak it.
I
couldn't even speak Punjabi until I got into the band.
Yeah.
I couldn't speak Punjabi. You know.
So the music was the introduction to learning.
Yeah,
your
and
own...
also all the people around, they obviously knew Joel and Jassie knew Punjabi more than they knew English.
Yes.
And it was the other way around for me. I knew more English than I knew Punjabi.
Of course.
But I picked up.
Yeah.
So obviously you pick up all the swear words first. then,
I don't know those. Sorry.
And then you just eventually you pick it up. And, then even though my mum always spoke in Punjabi, but we always spoke back in English.
English. Yeah.
And but that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it was a complete change. It was from being a complete Gora.
Yeah. So you were a coconut.
Proper Punjabi.
Yeah.
Yeah, proper now. Even my wife says to me, you know, because of like with food. Before I never used to like roti, dal and anything. Now I will say to her, make roti, dal. Good luck.
She tells me he's a proper Bindu at home. So.
That's right.
Yeah. But so when you were singing these songs, you know, wherever you went, which songs were the most called for? Which ones would people demand that you always sang?
Well, as Premi, we always only sang our songs,
right.
Because we had enough songs of our own.
Yeah.
So Otina Tina was a classic. Then we had Gidda Panikiye, Nachti Gut Kulgi. You know, so those are the favourites which repeated 2 or 3 times in the same.
And those songs are sort of based on. I remember, you know, being a child and my grandmother singing at weddings, and you know, Nachti Didi Gut Kulgi, this sort of thing, and Gidda Panikiye. She used to say to us, me and my sister, you dance, मैं Gidda Panikiye.
That's it. That's the concept behind that song.
You're right.
Yeah. Because if you listen to the song, it's got a tempo change.
Yeah.
So basically, you got Gidda Panikiye, really fast beat. And then all of a sudden it slows down.
Right.
So it's got that kind of gidda, like you really fast, and you do the slow gidda to it.
Yes,
so that's
because of course the way they used to do it, there'd be a lead woman, and she'd say a verse, and then there'd be a refrain, and everybody would clap to that and dance.
That's right. Yeah.
And then she'd stop again. There'd be a pause, and then she'd say the next thing. Oh, so
that's where the concept came from.
Right.
Joel, when he was writing the song.
Yeah.
He came out with this idea. He goes, look, you know, because when you're on stage, you see a lot of people, and you see like women dancing and men dancing, you know. And even Otina Otina is based on a girl. It's a small little girl who used to dance on stage with us in Kenya when we did a tour in Kenya.
Yeah.
He was actually the promoter's daughter.
Right.
And she came on stage and she was dancing. And then after that, Joel wrote a song for her.
Right.
And even though everyone thinks that Otina Otina is his girlfriend or
nudge.
But it's actually a
little
small
girl.
Well, she's grown up now, but back in the days it was
lovely. I was chatting to him the other day, and we were talking about, you know, who's bubbly, who's Tina, and he looked very innocent. But you never know behind those shades, do you? Got to keep up the image.
Keep lip sync. No.
So now at this stage in your career, what are you up to now?
Well, I'm still doing the music side of it. Not so much as a thing, but sometimes I just get this urge of doing stuff. So recently I did a track with, I got all the old bands together. Right. So we did a track called Asiya Punjabi, which has got Shane from DCS, Apna Sangeet, Premi obviously, Mango.
Okay.
Yeah, then Hole Hole.
Everybody.
Shaba.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all in it. And Hira. So we got all the bands and we did a verse of each artist.
Right.
So that did really well with the radio station, TV station. Advertising, sorry. They played it a lot.
Right.
So that was kind of a different concept because I don't want to just do normal songs because it's boring, really.
Yeah.
You know? And there's so many producers out there, so many artists out there. People, it's not the same thing. But when you do something different, people think, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
You know, and whether it gets appreciated in a big way or not, that's different. But at least like when we did the video, I called all the artists together.
Right.
Because when we were doing the song, the audio song, I had to record in different studios because some of them were in Birmingham, so I had to go to Birmingham to do their vocals. Some were in London, had to do London ones.
Right.
But when we did the video shoot, they all had to be there.
Right.
So I called all of them with the place in Slough, and we called them all. It was amazing.
Oh, I
just
bet.
the atmosphere, not the
Electric.
video itself, but the amazing how they gelled together, and because they hadn't ever been together.
Yeah, and yet they'd shared a history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were all in the same era.
Yes, of course.
So even though Shin's still popular now,
Yeah.
but he was there when we were there in Premi days.
Now this happens to be a worldwide exclusive. Right. The 9 wonders of the world. Hear this. Boom.
ਹਾਏ ਚਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ
ਜਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅਣਖ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਚਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਰਦਾਰੀ
ਜਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅਣਖ ਪਿਆਰੀ
ਸਾਰੇ ਜੱਗ ਉੱਤੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਛਾਏ ਬਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਹੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਏ ਬਈ ਸਾਰੇ ਜੱਗ ਉੱਤੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਛਾਏ ਬਈ
ਜਿੱਧਰੋਂ ਦੀ ਲੰਘ ਜਾਏ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ ਇੱਕ ਮੋਟੀ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਕੱਲੇ ਕੱਲੇ ਜਿੱਧਰੋਂ ਵੀ ਲੰਘ ਜਾਏ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਬੱਲੇ ਬੱਲੇ ਇੱਕ ਮੁੱਠੀ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਕੱਲੇ ਕੱਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਧਰਤੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਹਜਾਏ ਬਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਰਦੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਾਏ ਬਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਹੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਏ ਬਈ
ਕੁੰਬੀਆਂ ਲਗੋਜੇ ਨਾਲ ਢੋਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੱਚਦੇ ਜਵਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਜਵਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਕੁੰਬੀਆਂ ਲਗੋਜੇ ਨਾਲ ਢੋਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੱਚਦੇ ਜਵਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਜਵਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ
ਗਾਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਫੜ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁੰਡੇ
ਉਹ ਗਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਟੇ ਫੜ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁੰਡੇ ਨੱਚ ਧਰਤੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟੋਏ ਪਾਏ ਬਈ
ਸਾਰੇ ਜੱਤੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਆ ਛਾਏ ਬਈ
ਅਸੀਂ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਹੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਏ ਬਈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ
ਸੂਰ ਮੇ ਜਵਾਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਹਾਰਦਾ ਗੱਲ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰ ਇਹੋ ਹਰ ਕੋਈ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਹਰ ਕੋਈ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਸੂਰ ਮੇ ਜਵਾਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਹਾਰਦਾ ਗੱਲ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰ ਇਹ ਹਰ ਕੋਈ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਹਰ ਕੋਈ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਹੱਟੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਵੇਖ ਲੋਕੀ ਭਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਹੋਕੇ ਤੋਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਦੇਖ ਲੋਕੀ ਭਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਹੋਕੇ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਵੱਲ ਸਭ ਫਰਮਾਏ ਬਈ ਸਾਰੇ ਜੱਗੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਆ ਛਾਏ ਬਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਹੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਏ ਬਈ
Up on the sun, each of us shall hear a Premi singing. Alongside the master, keeping the microphone, me contributing. DCS and Mangle, holy holy Azad singing. Uniting, when you reading with your style, we just regrouping.
ਲੱਭਦੇ ਬਹਾਨਾ ਖਾਣ ਪੀਣ ਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੀਣ ਦਾ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੀਣ ਦਾ ਲੱਭਦੇ ਬਹਾਨਾ ਖਾਣ ਪੀਣ ਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੀਣ ਦਾ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੀਣ ਦਾ ਹਰ ਗਏ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਾਲ ਲਈਏ ਹਰ ਗਏ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਾਲ ਲਈਏ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਣ ਪਰਾਏ ਬਈ ਸਾਰੇ ਜੱਗ ਉੱਤੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਆ ਛਾਏ ਬਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਹੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਏ ਬਈ
ਰਲ ਮੇ ਲਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ
ਗੀਤ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਵੱਜਦੇ
you know, and everyone was like, wow, this is kind of amazing how everyone's get together. We're just chilling and chatting, you know, and then obviously we had to do the video shoot, but it was
I love that concept, you know, and really for our viewers out there, you know, we've got Punjabis in Canada, the US, even in Mexico, because it's become a very popular Punjabi wedding destination.
What they say is you'll find two things all over the world. One aloo and one Punjabi.
Punjabi, yes.
You will always find two things, and that's
so
Punjabi.
wherever, you know, you hear of people, Punjabis working in the remotest of places, don't you?
Yeah.
All over the world. So, you know, the title of that song, Assi Haan Punjabi, what do you think it is? What is it that ties us together? Why are we so proud of songs like that?
Because if you listen to the lyrics of that song, it basically sums up a Punjabi.
Yeah.
They love to entertain.
Yeah.
When guests come, they love it.
Yeah.
You know, they're not the shy type. Not mentioning any religion or caste or anything.
Yeah.
But there are certain castes that, you know, they think,
Bit reserved.
But Punjabis don't.
No.
You know, and when they come, they can't be no.
Kulli,
you know,
kulli hundi hai sari.
and whenever you need some, you know, help from any Punjabi, you know, they're there all the time. So the whole lyrics, that's what the whole concept was when we got Nirmal wrote the lyrics.
Right.
He's a friend of mine for Shava, and we said to him, like, you know, make it something like that, and he makes really nice lyrics. He writes them, and when he wrote them, it was like unbelievable. It was a proper whatever a Punjabi does in lyric form.
All encapsulated in one song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be listening to that with a lot more interest.
I believe Beatboxtv is also Punjabi music on the go.
Absolutely,
so
non-stop Punjabi music.
Because it's whenever you go to any show or go to a wedding or anything, even if it's like a Hindu wedding or any wedding, the DJ plays Hindi music, fine. But it's not the same.
No, it's when that
Until
Punjabi beat starts.
And they'll request it, Punjabi la.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, when you go to a Hindi concert, there's a Punjabi.
Yeah, that's right. It's the only thing that gets the party going.
That's it,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But as a group of people, you know, we span the world. We're trans-global now.
Yeah.
You know, are we changing? Do you think we're changing now? Are we diluting who we were?
I think...
Is the culture that we had in Punjab still as popular within us, or do you think it's going to die dead?
It can work both ways. It is to a certain degree, but then if you look at Bollywood now, they always have a Punjabi song in there.
They do.
A UK-based Punjabi song in a Bollywood film.
That's right.
Because they know the audience is so varied that they have to give them a touch of Punjab.
Yes.
You know, and you know, some of the music that's coming out from the youngsters is probably not Punjabi music or not the kind of style that we think that it should be, because they've put all these raps and, you know, and then the videos come out with girls walking around, but, you know, it's not something we want to portray that image. But because they've probably been born and brought up here, and they think that's their way of, you know, but at least they're still keeping the language alive.
Yeah.
You know, they are singing out Punjabi songs, and, you know, and youngsters are listening to that.
Yeah. And as long as we can keep that, that going.
We had an issue back in the days. We used to do a daytime gigs. So basically, what happened was during the day, midweek, we used to hold concerts.
Right.
And all our youngsters from college, schools...
So you encouraged them to bunk school? Yes.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That if we hadn't done our bit, they would have done it anyway. They would have gone to some English club.
Elsewhere.
They would have gone into English clubs and mixed in with the gore and done the same thing.
Of course, yeah.
So we kept our tradition,
okay,
maybe not in the right way, but that's the only way we thought that it would help the youngsters listen to our music, then
let's do it.
We did it. You know, there was like a lot of the societies that, you know, complained and said, you know, why are you doing daytime gigs? Ban the daytime gigs. But
But you see, it's spreading
Youngsters
the
loved
word,
it.
isn't it? It's spreading it because on the TV, when non-Punjabi people come, English people come to our weddings and parties, they're so into it.
Yeah.
They've got all the moves as well now,
That's right,
haven't
yeah,
they?
the light bulb,
Yeah. So
the dig in the grave.
absolutely,
Yeah.
it's helping to permeate the culture.
There are a few Punjabi artists that have come mainstream,
Yeah.
which has helped, whether it's in an ad or whether it's, just popular song where even Gore,
Yes.
they listen to our Punjabi music,
Yeah.
like Punjabi MCs,
Yes.
with the Bach Munde to Bach Kari.
Right.
You'll see on an ad, English ad,
Yes.
but it's got Punjabi music on
Punjabi
it.
music,
And there was an ad or Persia ad as well.
Yeah. There was a washing machine thing as well, wasn't there?
I don't know the thing, but there was a Persia ad as well. With his
Yeah.
car, he's in the car and he's got Punjabi music on.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. It's good for us because
Absolutely.
it expands expands the general knowledge of people. They know what Punjabi music is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Raju, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and our time's gone so quickly.
Wow.
And I'm really, really pleased that you're continuing to promote and help to extend Punjabi language and Punjabi music, and hopefully, fingers crossed, help it to permeate into the next generation.
Thank you very much.
So-
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Beatboxtv.com.
Absolutely. We'll hope to have you back soon.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching us. See you very soon. Bye bye for now.